In this video, we're going to take a look at the teacher account of Adapted Mind to take a look at how you can see the progress of each of your students, what areas they've mastered, what areas they're struggling with, the exact mistakes they're making actually, so that you can figure out why they're struggling with a particular skill, and then you can give them the lessons that they need in person from you, whether that's individually or small group, or maybe you find a skill that the entire class needs a lesson on that you want to address. But those are the kind of benefits we can get by using the data provided by Adapted Mind. So when I log into a teacher account, I'm going to see this screen. Now keep in mind that we have one account per grade level per school. So I'm logged in here as Anna Verasco, but this is really the entire second grade at Rosedale. And if I click here to pull down to change to my students, I can see the entire second grade list, both A and B sections. So two teachers are sharing the same login information and have to go into this data through the same account. So to take a look at how a student is doing, the first thing I need to do is select that student's name. Now I have asked Adapted Mind, I sent them an email this morning and asked them to see if they could provide a place where a teacher could go to see a summary of all of their students at once. Because right now that is not available in this. You're going to have to go in by each individual student and look. And I realize that's going to be a pain. I have passed that suggestion on to Adapted Mind. But I'm going to go in here and I'm going to choose a student that I know we can see some data for right now. And once I have that student selected, this instruction here tells me to click on the tab over here on the left. Remember, second graders are entered as first graders to begin with, so that's why I'm entering the first grade area. Here we can see that this student has 8 areas in progress and has already shown 3 strengths. And if we scroll on down, we can see what those very specific things are. We can mouse over them to get an idea what those type of questions would be looking like to the student. So that's one place where we can see some information. It's not a lot of information, so where you really want to go is to this Progress tab. And again, we have this option up here to change students from this area. So we're still viewing this same student. Right here we can see that he's mastered 7% of the first grade curriculum. And here we can get into some of those details. Now this column's showing you the overall percentage. That's every problem the student has ever done within this particular skill set, this particular lesson. These two match. This is the recent percentage column, and this is only showing you what they've done within the last 7 days, within the last week. So when these two match, you can tell that the student has done all of these problems within the last week. There may be some situations like right here where these two numbers do not match, and that means that within the last week the student has reached 100%, but prior to that they were at 76%. Right here we can see the total problems that the student has gotten correct and the total number of problems they've completed. This summary, this symbol means that they still need practice, that they're in progress on this skill. This one will show that this is now showing as a strength. They've got 11 out of 12 correct, so this is being considered a strength of theirs. In this column, we have this button for online practice, and honestly, if you're on the teacher account, clicking this button doesn't really get you anywhere helpful. That would be more from logged in as the student account that would be helpful. But this button may be helpful. Let's say we want to give the student a little bit more practice in this one because he's at 33%. So we can click on the print worksheets, and right here, you can't click in these. I know it looks like you should be able to click on them and fill in the answers, but what you can do is get a print-friendly version of this worksheet that you could print and send home with as homework for the student. If you go to the bottom, you also can get up to 10 different versions of these same types of problems. So lots and lots of printable practice specific to the skill that this particular student needs to work on. So I'm going to go back real quick. Another thing I want to show you is that we can take a look at the specific problems that the student is having. So here where we've got 50%, let's take a look at the mistakes the student is making. If I click on here, it says problems answered incorrectly, and we can see that the student has got a slash mark in here. It's actually the right answer, so this is just a silly mistake. Here, don't know what's going on exactly. We've got kind of a nonsense crazy answer going on. So this kind of information can give you a lot of insight in how to help the student. It may be sitting down and explaining to them that they're making the same type of mistake every time, or they aren't really putting in their best effort into their work with Adapted Mind. So that's definitely an area you're going to want to go to. And again, I got there by clicking on their score in this total problems column. This score could also be something that you enter into the grade book. So that's an option that you have, is to use this score as part of your grading. Up here at the top, we can go into this recent lessons thing. And again, this is only showing the last week's worth of work, but it shows what has been mastered in the last week, what still needs to be worked on this week. And then I really like this area. Areas showing strong improvement in the last week. So this would be an opportunity for you to give some positive reinforcement to the student, or maybe you can give away some rewards in the classroom, or have a sticker chart or something to recognize students who have something showing down here in this section. This student has shown strong improvement for adding tens and ones within the last week. So that's a good option as well. Okay, so that's where you go in to take a look at the information. Again, we can switch students up here and see the same type of information for any student in our class list. So my recommendation to you is just to go to the Progress tab. You'll probably want to be on the All Lessons area, and then just go from student to student, finding the information that you need. One quick other thing, you can get to the same information in another way. If we click on My Account up here, and then scroll to the end of the student list and click on View Roster. When we do that, we see the students all listed here, and we can enter the same areas. We can view their progress, their prizes, their recent work. All that same information is available through another route. Make sure you post your questions in the Adapted Mind discussion board so that I can create additional video tutorials to meet your needs and answer your questions as they come up.